Julius, you shall not pass. Many South Africans don't want him, and it seems not even the Brits want him. This marks Julius Malema's second attempt to enter the United Kingdom. His initial visa application was rejected in May 2025. Following that decision, Anthony Phillipson, the British High Commissioner to South Africa, appeared to extend an apology to Godrich Gardee, the Deputy President of the Economic Freedom Fighters. This response was reportedly in relation to what was described as an administrative oversight by the UK Home Office concerning the handling of Malema's visa application. However, on 17 June 2025, the UK Home Office issued Julius Malema a formal personal letter. The letter outlined the reasons he is no longer welcome in the United Kingdom, and made clear that he would not be granted a visa for any future visits. Welcome to the Riaan Roux Show, where I look at those stories that affects every South African in some or other way. I feel it is important to explain why this story matters and why it should concern every South African. Some may argue that Julius Malema does not deserve our attention. However, it is crucial to recognize that he is a member of Parliament and the leader of a major political party with a substantial following. His actions and statements, along with the way they are received by international audiences, can have far-reaching implications for how South Africa is perceived globally. Dismissing this would be unwise. It is similar to when a well-known celebrity from your hometown behaves poorly. Even if you are not a fan, their conduct can shape how others view your community as a whole. With that out of the way, let's continue. In early May 2025, Julius Malema was invited to speak at Cambridge University. However, his visa was declined, reportedly due to administrative reasons. It's still unclear why Malema wanted to travel to the United Kingdom again this time round, but he was rejected again. Well, his visa application was rejected, and this time it came with a strongly worded letter addressed to him directly. Although directed at Malema as an individual, the letter could carry wider implications, potentially extending to the EFF as an organization. It raises a broader concern. Will the UK begin applying similar visa restrictions to other members of the EFF? Or is this decision meant to apply solely to Malema? What I'm trying to highlight is this. If you choose to support Julius Malema, you are by extension aligning yourself with his views, his rhetoric, and his broader political stance. Whether intentional or not, this association suggests agreement with the positions he publicly advocates. In light of the language used by the UK Home Office, referring to Malema's presence as not conducive to the public good due to his conduct, character, associations, or other reasons, there is a possibility that supporters of the EFF could be viewed through a similar lens by foreign authorities. The letter to Malema states, among other things, the following. I note that you are the founder and leader of the South African political party, the Economic Freedom Fighters. I have considered your past immigration history to the UK, including the fact that you have previously held visas to travel here. This may suggest that the UK Home Office could in future apply the same visa restrictions to other members of the EFF. As the president of the party, Julius Malema plays a central role in shaping its positions and public messaging, positions that often carry serious implications. If membership in the EFF is interpreted as support for the views expressed by its leadership, then consequences could be far-reaching. One must consider the possible fallout if the UK were to begin denying visas based solely on affiliation with the party and the stances it represents. What were the reasons for denying the visa? The visa denial appears to fall into two broad categories. The first relates to Malema's extremist views, his position of extremism, and his support of prescribed organizations. The second concerns what has been identified as incitement to racial hatred and violence. The first category underlying the visa denial relates to Malema's public support for Hamas. Hamas is designated as a prescribed organization by the UK government since November 2021. Because of this association, both Malema and the EFF are viewed in the letter as aligning with extremist positions, and thus labels them as extremist. The letter raises specific concerns about several statements made by Malema and the party on social media platforms. Following the October 7, 2023 attacks, Malema remarked that Hamas had no option but to fight for their freedom. Further comments on the EFF's official X account and in subsequent interviews, he also framed Hamas's actions as a legitimate form of resistance, with no acknowledgement of wrongdoing. These expressions, taken together, are cited as evidence of explicit support for Hamas and contribute directly to the rationale behind the visa refusal. The second category cited in the visa denial relates to statements by Julius Malema that the UK Home Office interprets as incitement to racial hatred and violence. The letter refers to previous statements made by Malema regarding the slaughter of white people. It specifically points to a February 2022 Equality Court proceeding in which Malema, under questioning, stated that he could not guarantee what he might say or do in future. He warned of a potential revolution born of social unrest and poverty, and while he denied making a call for violence, he refused to rule it out entirely. These remarks are viewed in the letter as contributing to the assessment that his presence in the United Kingdom would not be conducive to public good. While the reasons cited in the letter appear sufficient to justify the visa denial under the applicable UK laws, many of which were explicitly referenced, it is notable that no mention was made of the Kill the Boer song. One could argue that this too might have formed part of the rationale, given its controversial nature. However, this remains a personal observation and may not reflect the Home Office's official position. What stands out is the extent to which Malema's support for Hamas was emphasized in the letter as primary reason for the visa denial. This raises a broader and more complex question. If support for Hamas is considered grounds for exclusion, what might this mean for members of the ANC and other allied parties who have also expressed support, whether publicly or on social media? Although the letter focuses on Malema, it does raise the question of whether others with similar views or affiliations could end up facing the same kind of visa trouble. On 19 June 2025, the EFF issued a public statement regarding the denial of Julius Malema's visa. In this statement, Sinowa Tambo, the national spokesperson for the EFF, responded to the UK Home Office's refusal to grant Julius Malema a visa, stating that the decision confirms what they believe to be a politically motivated move. The statement says that the visa denial stems from Malema's outspoken support for Palestine and resistance movements opposed to Israel, along with his and the EFF's positions on racial inequality in South Africa. They argue that what was originally described as an administrative issue, when Malema was unable to travel to Cambridge University in May 2025, was in fact a concealed political ban. According to them, the recent letter from the UK confirms this position, explicitly labeling Malema as an extremist, whose presence is considered not conducive to the public good. The EFF strongly condemns the decision, accusing the UK of suppressing democratic expression and misrepresenting Malema's views, particularly on matters involving racial tensions in South Africa. The EFF also criticizes the UK for misquoting legal proceedings in South Africa and misinterpreting local judicial findings related to the Kill the Boer song. A quick break here. I'm quite sure that the UK Home Office letter never even mentioned the Kill the Boer song. Or did I miss something? The EFF reaffirms that neither Malema nor the party will compromise its principles in exchange for international approval. They reaffirm their support for global anti-imperialist causes, especially Palestine, and commit to continuing domestic efforts for economic transformation through constitutional means. You can read the full statement on the EFF's X account. In summary, the primary basis for the UK Home Office's decision to deny Julius Malema a visa was his public support for Hamas, which is prescribed under UK law, and his rhetoric, which was interpreted as promoting extremism or inciting violence. The decision has been framed as necessary to protect the public safety and preserve order in accordance with the UK immigration rules regarding an applicant's suitability for entry. Since there is no formal right to appeal, any future visa application would require a significant change in circumstances or the submission of compelling new evidence to address the concerns outlined. Is this a warning to future visitors to the UK? Let's wait and see. Whether Malema is willing to change his ways is unknown. I cannot guarantee the future. I am not a prophet. But what do you think? As always, I welcome your thoughts and observations. Feel free to share them in the comments section below. I only ask that all contributions remain respectful and constructive. Thank you for watching, and if you found any value in this content, please do like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.